We got ourselves Chill Pills charging in off the bat. Chicago greeting him with a bow, but Chill Pills already getting super aggressive. Chicago taking a bit of damage, going to get the elemental raptors in there. Silence onto the Shaman. He's going to wall this quick. Sunder onto Chill Pills to peel themselves for a second. Wall getting used, trying to go for as much Maelstrom healing. The mana is already at about half mana. Stun onto Chicago. Chill Pills haven't popped a single defensive, just rotating aggressive damage onto Chicago. Is gonna go for not even an interrupt. I think he tried to see if you could juke Chicago. Wait, did you Lichborn? So you don't get hexed? Was that a thing? Break can Lichborn break incapacity? Wait, you can't hex an undead. Lichborn makes you undead. This is actually huge. Chicago getting a full flesh scout. Chill Pills couldn't really do much about it unless he had a silence on Chicago or a stun for that hex. There's only so much you can do. Chicago is given an opportunity to at least catch up on health. Beating up Chill Pills and actually doing loads of damage out of nowhere. Chill Pills gripping one of the raptors in just to get some death strikes off that thing. Trying to go for as much self-kill as possible. That is going to be death striking for the physical damage, as well as Spell Warden for the magic damage, which Chicago comes with quite a lot of. Sunder on the Chill Pills, massive damage for Chicago out of nowhere. Chill Pills just took a brunt of it. I don't even know what hit him so hard. Trying to see if he can get those big chopper obliterates into Chicago. Quick silence onto the enhancement Shaman. Chicago without a wall for a little bit is going to get the Earth Elemental rolling. That's potentially Ghost Wolves available very, very soon. Has the Wolves back up. He is definitely playing the shorter Wolves Legendary, which is allowing him quite a bit of extra damage. These Storm Strikes are going to hit really hard. AMS for Chill Pills as he does sacrifice the Undead Pet. That's going to be AMS down. He has the Earth Elemental. He has the Wolves chasing after him. Flame Shock rolling. So Chill Pills under quite a bit of pressure right now. Chicago looking just to walk up in there and end the duel. Just needs a little bit more Maelstrom. Just needs a little bit more Maelstrom generation just to get more pets. Chill Pills going for a Flesh Scout. I think he actually canceled it so he doesn't get interrupted on Shadow. It's going to be quick fear AoE onto Chicago. It's going to fear the Earth Elemental as well as the Shaman. And Chill Pills seeing Chicago back up out of there is going to go walking in the other direction. Chain of Ice onto the Shaman, trying to slow him down as best as he can. While in Ghost with the Shaman cannot have the movement speed reduced below 100. Going to be a silence on the Chicago, silence onto the Shaman as they pop a wall. Chill Pills with big cooldowns available. Try to see if he can live this. Death Pact in order to give him just a little more survivability. But Chicago with a wall as well as a couple of healing surges with full Maelstrom is just lively. Chill Pills under quite a lot of pressure. AMS needs to be used immediately. No health anymore. That's going to be a physical attack. Tagging the guy. Taking him out of the park. That's super unfortunate. That is a pretty rough matchup because you're looking at a class with a ton of survivability. Like incredible amount of survivability. Demon Bear is going to be up next when Chicago hits him with a stun. And it's going to hit him with the shackles after. Demon Hunter charging in. Quick Imprison onto Chicago. Stunned by the Shaman, dropping the totem ahead of time, which actually is going to disrupt the opener by the Demon Hunter. As the DH does go in with a Blade Rush, but looks like they're taking quite a bit of damage from Chicago. I-Beam coming out, getting interrupted by the Shaman, as the Shaman just walking away from the DH. Going to be a lot of healing by Demon Bears. Right now it has a Metamorphosis available as well, at least from the I-Beam. Stun onto that Hex. If he has an interrupt for that Hex, it's going to be a good spot. Darkness up for a second. There's going to be a Metamorphosis, but still get hit with a Hex. Trinkets out of it. That's going to be Chicago catching up on a lot of heals. As long as if Chicago can get a kick out of Demon Berries, you're going to be able to go for full Flesh Scout, but they don't even need it. No dampening just yet. So it's going to be lots of survivability for the Shaman. Demon Berries trying to see if he can cut down the Ghost Wolves. And Chicago catching up on a lot of CDs in the back, letting Demon Berry just take a bunch of damage. They are playing with CBZU so that team. So the Warlock Hellstones are provided by your Warlock, by your local friendly Warlock. And it looks like it's going to be Demon Bears. While they have Metamorphosis, you have extra healing unless they're not running the Leech talent. You have a lot of survivability. Did not even want to walk up to Chicago and just carve health off him. Stun onto the Shaman. And Demon Bears just trying to see if he can get the hell out of there. Just trying to maintain the resource best as they can. Chicago got a lot of range damage onto Demon Bears. The Demon Hunter trying to avoid Chicago as best as possible. Stun Totem coming down is going to be a Sunder right before the Stun Totem goes off. Chicago getting some freebie damage. Stunned by the Demon Hunter. Chicago not sitting that fractured too long. Demon Bears with no health whatsoever. Quick zap by Chicago. And so far, the Enhancement Shaman domination is brutal. And that's going to be CB's up next. Demonic Gateway activated. If you guys picked up all your health stones, make sure you have them. Make sure you CB's use. If you need to drop with lock stones right now, that would be the perfect time. before the duel really begins. Chicago walking up to CB Zeus. This is going to go for a bit of a bow. Even though Chicago is towering over this little gnome on their Nether Drake Mound, they're still willing to give him that, you know, honorable duel. I do really much appreciate the honorable duels here. Every time that happens, when the two competitors, no matter how things go, are given that honorable duel. Taken out of Chicago as they're walking out of the way from the Fair Lord. It looks like they're just walking away from all these demons. Going to be a preemptive fear for CB Zeus. But Chicago, did they drop down a Tremor? I don't think they did. Is it going to be a full Obelisk available? Fast cast for CB Zeus. It's going to wait to Chicago just to walk at him. It's going to be resummoned and a fresh new pet. Sunder by Chicago, trying to go for a stunner to, I think, the pets on CB Zeus. Tyrant trying to come out for the Warlock, but looks like Chicago is going to create some line of sight. CB Zeus actually just trying to maintain their pets as best as possible. I think that's Chicago's strategy, is to actually just attack the pet whenever they can. Interrupting CB Zeus and trying to see if they can walk up to the Warlock, but if they can't hit him, they're just going to turn attention onto the pet. Just run the pet behind the pillar and do as much damage as they can. CB Zeus going for the fear onto Chicago. Looks like the pet is attacking Kevin Slime. That's actually super unfortunate. CB Zeus is able to get a lot of imps while his main pet isn't breaking the fear onto Chicago. So at least there's that. There is also Fleshcraft for Chicago. CB Zeus getting interrupted on Shadow. Going to be the Dark Pact in order to give himself quite a meaty shield to work with. Into a fear onto Chicago. Drain life. Chicago is going to sunder out of it. I wasn't trying to use for that fear, so he basically prepped it. Mortal Coil by the Warlock with a full Tyrant available. That's a full burst up and running. Double stun on Chicago. Maybe lots of damage. Demon Bolt is going to be used, or Decimate Bolt rather. Demon Bolt's flying. That's 100% crit. Chicago has plenty of Maelstrom, plenty of mana to try to make this damage a little bit softer. That's going to be no wall as the Tyrant is just wailing on him. CB Zeus trying to go for yet another fear. Ghostwolves are joining the fight. CB Zeus to get some pets of his own hand. Gold Dance is coming out, trying to get himself as much self-healing as possible. Battle Master Trick, and I think with the Warlock outside use. His main pet goes down, walling this off. Does he have a Fleshcraft? The Raptors just bite in and taking him out. The pressure that Chicago puts in is just out of this world. He's just rotating Ghostwolves, letting them do a lot of the work. Normally Ghostwolves just don't do that much damage, but Chicago just trusting them. Trusting the elements. Silence on the Chicago as the Chimeric Poison comes out. It is going to follow up a DR in damage, or reduction in damage, as well as in healing for Chicago as well. iFox just trying to get as much range damage as he can. Playing survival, not walking on melee. Chicago's actually going to pull the pet back and try to do some damage to the pet if they can. Taking down that Rapture rather quickly. And iFox is out there by himself without a pet, but can always go for a camo. Quick feign death, quick camo. And that's going to be a freezing trap, but the Earth Elemental eats it. iFox is at least able to get out of there. Normally a hunter is better with a pet, but when the pet is gone, at least there's nothing that could take you out of the stealth, take you out of camo, because if Chicago puts a flame shock on the pet, you try to go for camo, you get put out. Chicago is at full health though, 9 minutes into the duel, 25% dampening. iFox, feeling the pressure, hasn't had to put defensives up yet, but so far he's been trying really hard to kite Chicago, been trying to babysit his pet. He's basically able to watch out for the two, not only for his pet, but also for Chicago. Literally putting the pet on passive so that Chicago just doesn't have a free target attack and he's missing out damage from the pet. But at least he's keeping it alive. So for the utility, that pet is doing okay. Going to be a full burst out of iFox. Finally, the pet joins the fight. Ghostos onto iFox. Chicago taking lots of damage. That's going to be Chimeric Poison rolling in. Silence to follow, so they go into Ghostos. Immediately Sunder onto iFox. Just to break up the damage of the Hunter. There goes the Maelstrom. Waited out until the Chimeric Poison was over, because Chimeric Poison, third poison, is going to reduce your damage as well as your healing, which is super unfortunate. Manic betters for iFox, trying to keep himself alive. And Chicago walks into a freezing trap. Unless they had a pre-grounding for it, nothing you could really do. Is iFox? I was going to say, is he going to go for a full camo and a reset, but he's just going to get some downs on Chicago, trying to stay aggressive, sending the pet in for damage. Chicago has the pet, and as soon as iFox, he sees no line of sight of his pet, pulls it back immediately. Again, I feel like it got to be really stressful for a hunter, always just having to manage your pet. He's literally like, yo, pet, stay with me, stay right here. Don't you die, because Chicago could just turn around and just wail on big damage onto the pet. I don't even know what is causing Chicago that much damage. What is allowing them the burst? Are they just getting lucky with Wind Fury procs while they're playing this build? Because they're not a Wind Fury build. Freezing Trap just lobbed on the ground as Chicago is approaching iFox, as those hunters look to survive. I don't really know if this hunter has a win condition, maybe just to wait for cooldowns to be available, because he does have 30 seconds on Coordinated Assault, but maybe survivability is his only play at the moment. So he's going to play it out for as long as he can. Stone into Chicago. iFox trying to get some damage in. Getting quite a bit of dams in. Chicago is going to get hit with Chimeric Poison. Silence onto that heal. Does have a wall rolling. That is also Elemental Wolves join the fight. iFox see burst happen. Wants to put Chicago in a freeze. Not let him heal. Wait out for the Wolves. Wait out for all the passives. Chicago tried to get some healing to follow. iFox looks like he's going to go for hit and run strats. He's going to do damage to Chicago. And then as soon as he has a lot of damage, maybe freeze. Just hold the fight, freeze, wait for a bit. Chicago getting a bit of pressure, finally getting the melee of iFox, putting in damage. iFox also has damage of his own. Quick heal for Chicago, stone it to iFox. Does not have a trigger for it. Chicago, do they have the end right here? Trying to go for storm strikes, freeze the trap. It looks like iFox potentially might be able to make it out of here alive. Does Chicago have anything to follow? iFox might be trying to go for a camo here. Feign death camo. Does the pet have any hots or dots? It looks like nobody has dots. This is going to be a quick reset. Chicago got himself plenty of mana, plenty of Maelstrom to work with. The Chimeric Poison ends up being the MVP, I think, for iFox. It ends up really giving him that disengage capability, but also reducing the amount of value Chicago has on all these casts, healing as well as damage. Really is a good tool. Sunder onto iFox. Chicago trying to see if he might be able to make something happen. Freeze the trap is definitely going to be the big playmaker. No grounding totem. There is a mention join the fight. If Earth Ellie can eat a freeze the trap, it'll be perfect for Chicago. Dora shadows for iFox as a flash gun is up for Chicago. Immune to CC for a short moment. They're just going to keep waddling at iFox. Again, the Earth Elemental is up. If Chicago can walk right on top of the Earth Elemental, they'll be in a good spot. Feign death by the Hunter, but Chicago is like, you know what? Why feign it? Might as well just accept it. Taking him down. And Sippy G is going to be up next versus Chicago, who's just been battling for their life so far as a wonderful, wonderful member of the Horde now. Sippy doesn't have his Fleshcraft all that big. Did you just break through Fleshcraft that fast? Shackles and Malediction. Chicago wants to find a way to interrupt it. Sunder to break the chains. And is going to get himself a bit of a heal. Sippy got himself full cooldowns available. No stun totems to follow. That is going to be Raptors joining the fight as walls available for Chicago. Try to go for a bit of healing. Sippy trying to see if he can get the hell out of dodge. Zap's coming out for Chicago. Hit him with a Frost Shock. The Raptors is still on him. That's still a lot of pressure. That is a ton of pressure. Catching a re-stealth. I think it was a Shadowlands re-stealth. And Sippy actually still hanging in. It was Chicago. Might want to pop a wall here. There's a lot of damage coming out. He definitely needs a defensive. Popping the Bear Form hit. A bit of that rage regen. Maybe regrowth. Anything's going to help him getting interrupted on the nature cast. Quick roll onto Chicago. And Chicago isn't even going to chase. They're just going to go for the eye. Literally just going to go hang out by the eye. Literally just going to wait out here. Seeing Sippy and Sal, just going to let him. I think just gonna let him open up. Fleshcraft is up fully. Waiting for this druid to come out. Looks like Sippy doesn't want any of it. Maybe Sippy is trying to set in a bear form potentially. He's trying to see if he can regrowth. If you go bear form, battle match, stricken Fleshcraft, that'd be perfect for him. He might just need to do it. Chicago is essentially letting him. Chicago is essentially letting him do it. If he does go to like a corner of the map, he can totally do it easily. Stun open on Chicago. Trinkets it immediately. Bash to follow by the druid. It is the yard. Big damage onto the druid. It looks like Chicago with just 2 globals was able to take him out. What is this random bouts of damage that I really want to know? Like, what is... I'm pretty sure majority of his damage was straight up Flame Shock, maybe Storm Strikes and Ghost Wolves.